May is Hamburger Month in the United States, and to celebrate it, I made these sweet potato buns made with sourdough starter that go perfect with my grilled jalapeno avocado burger. Get at least 2 sweet potatoes and wash them very well before starting this recipe. Pat them dry with a towel to dry them very well. Poke holes with a fork all around the area of the sweet potatoes. I am using 4 sweet potatoes here to make another recipe later, but 2 are enough for this recipe. Pour grapeseed oil or any flavorless cooking oil on the sweet potatoes. Rub the oil in with your hands to distribute it evenly on the sweet potatoes. Season with sea salt and transfer the sweet potatoes to a baking sheet fitted with a baking rack. Place the sweet potatoes in a preheated oven to bake at 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius for about 45 minutes. Remove the sweet potatoes from the oven and let them cool off for about 10 minutes before continuing the recipe. After 10 minutes, peel off the skin of the sweet potatoes and measure on a food scale 250 grams of sweet potatoes. Then add 50 grams or 3 1/3 of a tablespoon of water. Blend the sweet potatoes and the water until you get a soft puree. Now, in the bowl of a stand mixer, place 100 grams or 2 large eggs and all the sweet potato puree that you previously prepared. Use a silicone spatula to mix the eggs with the sweet potatoes. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can easily make this dough by hand. Add 100 grams or 1/3 of a cup of ripe sourdough starter at 100% hydration. Use the hook attachment to mix all the ingredients. Add 35 grams or 2 3/4 tablespoons of granulated sugar as you continue to mix the dough. When the sourdough starter and sugar have dissolved with the rest of the ingredients, add little by little 500 grams or 3 3/4 cups of bread flour to the dough. Once the dough is coming together, add 70 grams or 1/3 of a cup of butter at room temperature cut into pieces. Add the butter little by little as you keep mixing the dough, and then add 10 grams or half a tablespoon of sea salt. Keep mixing the dough until the dough starts to pull off the walls of the bowl. It should take between 20 to 30 minutes to get to this point. Check the elasticity in your dough. The dough needs to look shiny and elastic. So, now take the dough out of the bowl and knead it for about 1 to 2 minutes with your hands on your working table. Form a ball to add more tension to the dough. And then place the dough in a grease bowl. Cover the dough with plastic wrap and place it in a warm place to proof for about 4 hours or until it doubles in size. You can also place it in the fridge overnight like I'm doing it. The next morning, take the dough out of the fridge and place it on your working table. Divide the dough in 12 equal pieces. I recommend you to use a kitchen scale to have portions of the same size, which will make your buns look great in the end. To shape the buns, Stretch the dough to the sides and into the center of the dough, and then flip the dough around and make circular movements with your hand until you have a well-rounded ball of dough. Place the dough on a prepared baking sheet lined with parchment paper or a baking mat. Place the balls of dough at least 2 inches apart. I recommend you to use 2 prepared baking sheets to have enough room to place all the buns and give them enough room when they proof and grow in size. Cover the baking sheets with a plastic lid or a plastic wrap and let them proof for about 6 to 8 hours or until they double in size. In the meantime, I am preparing the guacamole for the hamburgers. In a food processor, add half a white onion and process it until it's finely chopped. Add a bunch of cilantro. I like to add plenty since it adds a great flavor to my guacamole. Process the ingredients well. Then, add 4 avocados, the juice of 3 limes, and sea salt to taste. Blend all the ingredients together until you get this creamy consistency, and then place the guacamole in the fridge until you need it. After 6 hours, my buns have doubled in size and they are ready to be baked. So, brush them with egg wash, making sure to cover the whole area of the dough. To make this egg wash, combine 1 egg yolk with a splash of milk and mix well. You can sprinkle any seeds on your hamburger buns. Today, I am sprinkling some bagel seasoning on some of my buns, but feel free to add your favorite seeds and toppings on top. Place the buns in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for about 30 minutes or until they are golden brown. Let the buns cool off for at least 30 minutes before slicing them. You can tell these buns are very soft and they have the perfect consistency and shape for any hamburger. Since this is a grilled jalapeno avocado burger, I am gonna use my Mini Weber grill. This grill is a great option when you are cooking only for a small group of people, and saves charcoal because it doesn't take too much charcoal to heat up this small grill. So the first thing I do once my charcoal is ready is to saute red onions and jalapenos in my cast iron pan. This is gonna be the punch of flavor that my hamburger needs. Season well with salt and pepper. Cook until your veggies are soft and caramelized. Then remove the pan from the grill and use an onion to clean the grill well. Place the hamburger patties of about a third of a pound or 150 grams of meat seasoned with salt and pepper on the grill. Cook well on both sides. Add your favorite cheese. I am using some provolone cheese today, and I am cooking my cheese until the cheese melts on the meat. And finally, assemble your hamburger. You can grill your buns if you like them toasty, but since these buns just came out of the oven, I will use them just as they are. Place a lettuce leaf on the base of your hamburger. Add your meat and cheese, the onions and jalapenos that you previously prepared, and a good amount of the great guacamole. get some fresh out of the oven sweet potato fries, and enjoy this amazing burger. This hamburger will be a little messy, but very delicious. Enjoy! I really hope you get to try these sweet potato hamburger buns. They are very delicious and I know you're gonna love them. If you like this video, please click in the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I have a new video every week. Thank you for watching.